Hey everyone, Adam from Grace Farms, and in this video we're going to be talking all about iced tea, cold brew tea, how to make it, and the different sizes that we offer our iced teas in. I want to start first by saying iced teas are an awesome offering to offer in the office. You can put them in a nice dispensing tower that we use all the time. You can keg them and put them at a kegerator cold brew bar, and they're just so easy to make, and they're also an incredibly efficient drink to offer from a cost perspective, right? You're not having to offer sugary canned beverages that cost at least $1 a piece, that you have to like ice down and recycle, and they weigh a lot, right? This is just a really easy way to make a delicious, organic, sugar-free offering that can be great for catered events or in the cafeteria. All right, we're gonna take you through 3 different ways to prepare iced tea with the different sizes that we've got. The first way we're gonna go through is how to brew a large batch of cold brew tea and then keg it. The second way is we're gonna show you how to cold brew a smaller batch in a gallon pitcher. And then the last way is we're gonna show you how to hot brew the tea and then just dilute it really quickly with ice. So let's begin with how to make a cold brew large batch of tea to keg. All right, the first way that we're going to prepare our tea is in a large cold brew toddy. This is for if you want to brew anywhere from 3 to 5 gallons worth. The convenience of this is you can really brew a really large batch all at once and then transfer this amount into either a keg or into a pitcher. If you've already watched our video, how to cold brew coffee, it follows the exact same steps. But if you haven't, I'll show you how to do that right now. It's really simple. This is a cold brew bucket. A number of companies sell them. This is just one of them called Toddy. It's a 5-gallon bucket, glorified plastic food safe bucket with a valve spigot on the bottom. It does have this handy sort of lifter that is at the bottom that keeps the tea from sinking all the way down to the bottom where the spigot is, but it's nothing special. You do need to get one of these large filters that fits very easily and is fitted to fit into the large brew bucket. It just fits around the sides like this. Now, selecting the size of the tea that you have, we have what are called frac packs. It stands for a fractional amount of tea. These are 3 ounces, which can brew anywhere from 2.5 to 3 gallons of tea. And they're really convenient because you can just empty the loose ingredients out really simple. We sell these in a case of 18 units. Each one of these bags, again, can brew 2.5 to 3 gallons. For ease of math, we like to, and also for a rich flavor, we use 2 frac packs for a 5-gallon batch of cold brew tea. So as simple as tearing open the frac pack and dumping the ingredients in. As you can see, compared to coffee, which requires 5 pounds of coffee to make 5 gallons, this tea is super efficient, very, very cost effective for brewing a large batch. We've put our tea inside here. Now we're just gonna fill up this bucket with water. Come on and join me to do that. So we're just gonna put our bucket under the sink. We'll let this fill up all the way to the top. You're gonna see it's already gonna start to extract the color out as we fill it up. This will take a couple minutes to fill up, so we'll just wait for that to happen. All right, now that we've filled it up with water, we do want to tie this up so none of those loose herbs seep into our tea because we don't want to make a mess. That's why we got the fabric. So we're just going to take some string, tie it up. Some of these filters you can buy online, I think have the string built into it, but they cost like twice as much and you really don't need that. So we'll just give it a nice little tie, put our lid on, Then we can just throw this in the refrigerator for anywhere from 16 to 24 hours while it cold brews. Simple as that. All right, so now that our cold brew has been brewing for 16 to 24 hours, we can transfer it to our keg. When we're thinking about kegs, that there's a particular kind of keg you're going to be looking for. It's called a Cornelius keg, also known as a ball lock keg, which will allow you to reuse it time and time again, making it a really effective and efficient, cost-efficient way to make and serve cold brew coffee. You'll see on the top of the Cornelius keg, there are two valves. One says in, this is for the nitrogen gas to come in. The other says out, this is for the tea to come out. If you look inside the keg, there's like a long straw that the tea will come up and out of the out valve. Now, it's as simple as transferring the tea from the cold brew toddy with the valve into the keg. I highly recommend getting some kind of bucket or a milk crate or something like that just to raise up the keg so you don't have any splashing. There's a couple different sizes of these Cornelius kegs. This one is a 3-gallon because that's what fits into our kegerator. Larger kegerators can do a 5-gallon keg, so whatever works best for your office space. And then we're just going to simply fill it up by opening the valve. There you go. All right, now that we've filled up our keg, we need to close it using the lid. This can be a little tricky the first time you've ever closed the Cornelius keg, but you'll get used to it really easily. The lid just kind of hangs from this, lever that will seal it in tight. We're just going to drop the lid in on the perpendicular side so it can fit into the opening. Once we get it in there, we're going to turn it and pull it up so it's nice and snug with the flange. We'll push this lever down, which then will make it super sealed with the flange all around here. And this keg is ready for either hooking up to the kegerator, or we can flush it with nitrogen to allow it for storage. And I'll show you how to do that. Ready when you are.
Ready.
All right, we want to make sure that we date our keg so that everyone else who comes through to use it will know when it was brewed. So just put that on here, 16. All right, and now inside of our kegerator, we have got a couple components. In particular, this one we serve both cold brew coffee and tea out of. So we've got dedicated lines for our coffee and our tea. You'll also see a food grade nitrogen tank, not carbon dioxide. You would only use that for carbonated beverages like kombucha. So with this, you'll see the two lines that match up with the two valves, one for in, which is the gas to go in to pressurize it. One thing that's great about kegs is you can flush them with nitrogen, which will allow them to be stored for up to 30 days. It's as simple as taking the valve connector, pushing it on to the keg. It will flush the keg with nitrogen, allowing it to be stored. But let's say we want to use it right now. It's as simple as adding the other line, which is the outline. We label ours cold brew tea, and hooking that on the outside and putting the keg back into the refrigerator and closing it up. Now the last step here is serving the tea. The nitrogen tank can be tweaked. There's a regulator on it which will restrict or open up the amount of nitrogen and pressure that comes out of it. You can just tweak it with a simple screwdriver, and then once it's hooked up, we label ours, one for C for coffee, one T for tea, and look at that. Delicious cold brew tea that is super cost effective, organic, and it's such a summer favorite. It's probably the most popular drinks that we offer here at Grace Farms, especially in the summer. So simple as that. Cheers. I will now show you how to make a simple 1 gallon cold brew pitcher of tea and to make some hot brew tea that we then ice.